Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LpS Digital Summit 2023 under the motto of cross-disciplinary lighting innovations. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining. I want to say, first of all, already thanks to the keynote speakers. You will hear them during the presentations, the experts, also for the panel discussion. Thanks also to our sponsors, namely Samsung, Lumileds, Saga Consortium, DALI Alliance, Lighting Europe, and Photonics Austria. We honor the lifetime achievement of Professor Nakamura, particularly his impactful contributions to the energy and lighting sector, his dedication to the global sustainability, and his support for ongoing research in laser and LED technology, along with his efforts towards fostering global peaceful coexistence. Professor Nakamura, congratulations to the Achievement Awards. And I want to give you the word for the acceptance speech.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So it's a great honor to receive the award. And so when I invented the blue LEDs in 1992, I never thought the market of LED become very big like today's market. So now LED is used for all kind of lighting application and also display application. It's amazing. So thanks so much.
Yeah. Professor Nakamura, what's the research field right now, what you are working on mainly?
Mainly, right now, I'm working for the development of the nitride-based blue and green pixel, vertical cavity surface emitting laser diode. That is the main research. Yeah.
Yeah. And we also, you wrote also a commentary in our latest issue of the magazine, and you wrote there that you're looking with innovation or for a general mission. What's that? What's the understanding of this?
Oh yeah, because a scientist is obligation is always we have to continue to do the innovation always. Without innovation, the population is increasing dramatically. So human will have a big problem of the shortage of energy, food, and water in the future without any innovations. So that's our obligation to work very hard to continue to innovation.
Yeah. So, Professor Nakamura, thanks for your words. Thanks for joining. Again, congratulations. We wish you a good travel and stay in Japan and a good travel back to the States. Thanks. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. And these are our panelists and speakers. And we start right away with the first part that's related to regulations and policy. It's this speech will be held from Elena Scaroni. She is Secretary General at Lighting Europe. And her talk is named From Regulations to Strategic Targets.
Lighting Europe. What is Lighting Europe, first of all? I'm the Secretary General of Lighting Europe since June. And this is the list of my members. So half of them are national associations. The other half are companies. And some of them are represented in this panel, by the way. Let me give you an introduction to our new strategy. Since I joined immediately, Lighting Europe had to start an important project, which is approving a new strategy, because the current one was ending in 2025. So we had to definitely think about the future at the horizon 2030. So now we have a new vision, a new mission. They're not yet fully officially approved. They have been approved by our executive board, so our leading body in Lighting Europe, but they still are subject to some further comments by our General Assembly in a few days. So this is why I cannot share them as a final text, but still as a draft. When it comes to vision and mission, the basics is that Lighting Europe is asked to make sure that the value of lighting is recognized with all its potentials by 2030. So this is really the first objective, a first priority of Lighting Europe, and indeed its mission. And how to get there, we have finalized 4 different objectives. And the first one is lighting comes first, of course. We want to make sure that a new mindset enters the industry, and especially the construction industry, to make sure that lighting is not one of the latest items to be considered when a new project or a renovating project is finalized. And instead, after the construction itself, then lighting is the first item to be considered indeed. When it comes to the next topic, the next objective, this is healthy marketplaces. What do we mean with that? We mean to reconnect to what was always the mission of Lighting Europe. So to make sure that we have good rules and these rules are enforced, so to ensure a level playing field. And then lighting industry is a global thought and technical leader. So even more than before, we want to play a proactive role, proposing indeed new rules, new actions, thanks to our leadership, the leadership of the European lighting industry. And then the last one, engage market players. Here we refer to the fact that we want to make Lighting Europe really a platform where the whole value chain can meet. And then we would like to involve in our association CEOs of our companies, because for the moment they're only relatively involved in the works of our executive board, to get from them recommendations and support. And we also want to be even more inclusive and looking to small realities, so small associations and small companies as well. And more we see that indeed small companies are joining Lighting Europe. I'm referring, for example, to Stone Lighting and Waypoint. So now that I gave you an overview of our new strategy, I can then give you an overview of the main policy trends that impact our members and, of course, the lighting industry. The legislative tsunami, the EU Green Deal, is, of course, part of that. So how to summarize then a tsunami? That's really a difficult mission. This is a scheme we are using, is a sunflower pattern, I would say, that gives you immediately the idea of how complex it is to give clarity, to summarize, to be concise, and try to be to the point when it comes to presenting you all new requirements. Of all these items, today I would like to, in particular, talk to you about the eco-design regulation, so the framework regulation that will be the mother regulation of our upcoming single lighting regulation, so our specific regulation for eco-design rules for light sources. So this is the mother regulation, and this is being now reviewed by the EU policymakers. So I'm meaning Commission, Parliament and Council. And several items that are of direct impact for our members are at stake. First of all, this mother regulation, let's call it like this, to not confuse it with our single lighting regulation, will be asking companies putting products on the EU market to track more than 10,000 substances. So you will have to provide the correct picture about what is in your product. So you have to immediately start to talk to your supply chain and make sure you really understand all the substances that are in your product to then give them this information to authorities when this will be required in the coming years. A reparability index will be introduced also for lighting, very likely. So we expect a reparability index on luminaires, and Lighting Europe is already preparing for that. We expect, of course, requirements in general reparability and even on durability, possibly a requirement on minimum lifetime. And all these topics are already discussed in Lighting Europe, and we are already achieving a first consensus in Lighting Europe of what could be the good rules and good requirements we could see in the upcoming regulation, so we can start soon the negotiation with the Commission even before they start discussing themselves these possible requirements. We expect requirements on recycled content, so you will be asked to integrate in your luminaires portions of recycled materials, especially plastics or aluminium, and to track the presence of critical raw materials as well. A digital product passport will also be imposed, very likely to many products under the ESPR. For lighting, that's not so sure, because we have already a EU database that provides a lot of information concerning lighting. So this is still a topic that will be then clarified, and we have to discuss with the Commission in the coming months and years. And then last but not least, a reporting obligation. This is coming very soon, already next year, about quantities of unsold consumers' goods. So you will have to report on how many products you are discarding or sending to collection and recycling, and what are your policies to avoid that these products are just destroyed instead of remanufactured or being donated. We have then a legislative proposal discussing green claims. This is to address the current chaos of greenwashing, with many labels and many declarations being put on products, especially consumers' products. When it comes to lighting, think about when you claim that your product contains, for example, a certain percentage of recycled content. This kind of vague statement will be will be banned, not allowed anymore. So instead, you will be asked to, if you want to really make a claim, an environmental claim about your product, you will have to go through quite a lengthy procedure to make sure that you can really demonstrate that your claim is substantiated, and this substantiation has been certified and approved by national authorities. You may say that this is really a new big burden for our industry, but think about that this is instead an opportunity to have harmonized rules on this topic, because indeed member states in different parts of Europe are already trying to create rules to make sure that there is less greenwashing, and to make sure that only solid claims are allowed. So instead of a fragmented framework, then it's much better to have an harmonized framework of rules. Of course, there are risks as well. If, for example, the Parliament wants to make sure that products that contain substances of concern cannot make any claim. Well, if this really includes also silver, copper, and lead, it means that none of our products will be ever able to make any claim. So we are trying to talk to the Parliament and Council and demonstrate that this is maybe going well beyond what they wanted to achieve. So indeed, on both topics, ESPR and green claims, we are very active, trying to make our point heard by policymakers. Empowering consumers, this is again like green claims, a legislative file addressing consumers' product. Here, this file is now been almost finalized, so an agreement has been found between the legislators at EU level, and a new label will be introduced on all consumers' products, and it will have to give clarity on the legal European and national guarantee, and even the commercial guarantee that you provide as a company on top of the legal one. And you will also be asked to provide information on the availability of spare parts and information on how to repair your product. Taxonomy is another one that is extremely relevant for the lighting industry, our members. Luminaires are currently excluded by the first Taxonomy Delegated Act, which is on climate change. And we'll have instead a lot of requirements when it comes to circularity, if by a second delegated act that will be published soon by the Commission. So Lighting Europe is working on this file to make sure that our views are heard and the luminaires are fairly treated. A last file I would like to talk to you about is the CBAM one. It's this Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism that is about obligation to report on embedded emission of materials in your product, of materials that you import from outside the EU, in particular steel and aluminium are already in the scope. And then in the coming years, this is already applicable as an obligation. In the coming years, you will be asked to buy certificates, allowances to compensate the emissions of these materials in a central platform. So then how can you prepare for all of that? For sure, you can do many things. First of all, you have to know what will be required. So it's extremely important, of course, that you engage with trade associations to receive as much information as possible and the earliest as possible. You have to, of course, plan ahead, educate your suppliers, and then start to create system to manage all the data that will be required by the authorities about your product. Think about that the topic of green claims will be relevant for you even if you're not in the consumer's business product segment, and you will be probably asked by authorities at national level or at EU level at one point to prove any of your claim, maybe with a life cycle assessment on an EPD, an environmental product declaration. And then, of course, you have to consider how can you differentiate your product from the others. And if you want to create a new label for you, then choose wisely, because this might be then not allowed anymore. So how to, in general, prepare? Embrace the change instead of refusing the change, and indeed engage with trade association. The last part of my presentation is about what can we do for you to help you with all these changes indeed. So Lighting Europe can do many things for you. First of all, we provide guidance, we give clarity and advanced information. Think about, for example, the phase out of products that has been decided by the European Commission by two different legislative initiatives that were coming with contradicting decisions, unfortunately, Eco-Design and ROS. Lighting Europe, with all their experts, managed to put together a table, a clear table that you can use with your customers to inform them, hey, this product will be phased out. You need to prepare for the transition. Get in touch to go for LEDification. Many guidelines documents have been published by Lighting Europe, and they are available for our members, and some of them are available for everyone in the market. Then what else do? We propose new legislative proposal to policymakers. This is the approach that I mentioned before, proactively become a global actor, a global leader. This means also proposing new requirements when needed, and when this comes with advantages for our industry. For example, as I mentioned before, so following the new framework, legislative framework on eco-design, the ESPR I mentioned before, we are already preparing for the next single lighting regulation, prepared already position on many requirements that we know anyway they will be on the table. And we kicked off even a discussion on some kind of new topics. As I mentioned before, critical raw materials, recycled content are relatively new for our industry as legislative requirement, but also we have to prepare for topics that are anyway on the table, like energy labeling and information requirement. And looking at the next European elections, by the way, take your opportunity to vote for the European election. A new European Parliament will be elected. They will elect a new European Commission leaders. We are already putting together our request for our politicians. What else do? We ask policymakers to fix legislative proposals. We have been very active. This is just a list of success stories from 2023. We managed to influence legislation on green claims, on packaging, on construction product, and on the EPBD, Energy Performance of the Buildings Directive. Some of these files are still being discussed, maybe at the latest stage of negotiation. So I will keep you posted on the final results. And then, of course, we can also come with harmonization. This is an advantage of a European association. We cover different states, so a large territory. We can indeed promote harmonization when fragmentation exists. And this is the case of the work we have done around EPDs, so environmental product declaration, where we engaged with the program operator directly to make sure we have the best possible rules about luminaires. And we are already engaging in rules for components of lighting products, and engaging on harmonization, not only at the European level with different program operators, IBU Berlin and others, but also global level, thanks to the Global Lighting Association, the Green Light Alliances, and another global organization. Last point, we ask enforcement of rules, because many new rules need enforcement. Otherwise, there is no more level playing field. And this is why we've been so active together with our partners that now include even NGOs such as Greenpeace on WWF, and the usual friends like the toys industry or other industry from the electronic equipment industry. We have been demonstrating that the issue of enforcement of rules is wide and dangerous, and engaged in several joint initiatives. This is one of them, to demonstrate that we really team up with many different organizations in joint statement to make sure we influence legislation together. And this is our very latest mystery shopping exercise, where we demonstrate that unfortunately a large part of lighting products are not compliant with EU mandatory information requirements. What's coming up for us in 2024? We are planning a 2 CEOs event. Again, this was the objective of, being more inclusive and engage even more market players. We will be in Light and Building 5 March. So we hope we can all meet you there in the afternoon for a number of presentations on different policy topics. We are launching an online lighting forum, so a lighting value chain forum, where we'll discuss with all European stakeholders topics of relevance for our industry. As mentioned, we are engaged in rules on components for future EPDs on components, and we are working on taxonomy. Thanks a lot for your time.
So our next presentation is in the field of sensor and health. And so welcome Lawrence Lin. He is founder of Lighting Research Studio and also the former global CEO of Ledvance. Lawrence will present his lecture, Building Light Environment Monitoring and Adaptive System to Ensure Health Effects from Lighting. So Lawrence, thank you for joining. The stage is yours.
So I think that this is the thought. I think when we think about what would be the future of the lighting, so in my view, there will be something like an adaptive smart lighting system, which can have a light monitoring system put together with the lighting system to ensure the design target of the lighting design of the lighted environment to be the performance could be always planned automatically. So this is something what I'm thinking about. And Lighting Recipe Studio is the institute what I established in last year, which is we dedicated on some research and build up some light monitoring system and also the lighting recipes. So especially we dedicated heavily on some research of the light effect, especially for the non-visual effect for the emotions. We used some functional MRI system and also the EEG system, some equipment, and put together with some degrees about the spectrum, the frequency, intensity, timing, and duration. Put kinds of these factors as a lighting recipe, as a combination to see if we use a very different lighting recipe, how will it impact to our limbic system and to have the different outcome as a limbic system score. And we know this is representing the different kinds of the mood, emotions. And we build up some dictionary, for example, that which use different like light color, different including the different white color, and also the different pure color, like different spectrum color, to see what will be the impact and the corresponding with our limbic system, and representing the different responding for the emotions, and see how can we utilize this evidence as an evidence base to create some lighting recipes to help the lighting designers, and also helping the lighting manufacturer to create some recipes which can enhance and strengthen the different mood, like to improve the productivity or create some positive emotions, and even can utilize for supporting the therapies. So this is I think it's a very good study, which I think we all know that circadian action factors already been like built up in the past 10 or even 20 years, but the emotion action factors by light is still ongoing. So we are very dedicated on kinds of these researches to build up the lighting recipes and translate to support the lighting recipes. So here, at the end, we want to utilize not only the lighting recipes, but also we create a light monitoring system. It means we install some lighting sensors in the space to detect, to indicate the lighting effect in the space, and put together with the algorithm, and have to see what would be the gap to the design target. Like now we heavily embedded with the well building standard, and see how can we utilize this light monitoring system, and comparing the lighting effect, and see the gap with the standard, and interact with the lighting system to make sure interact with the lighting system, and doing the compensation or decompensation to make sure the real-time lighting environment could be complied or be sufficient to the standard, and make sure we can have the system run automatically. And also, I think this can refer to well-building standard, but also can refer to different kinds of like a visual art or different kinds of lighting effect design. So this is also, I believe, would be the future of the lighting system, that we, together with the lighting sensor, together with the lighting fixtures and the control system, and put together with the algorithm, or we can say it is the lighting recipes or lighting effect, this and that, and together with the operating system to enable light really be as a service and run automatically. So the key of this system, it will be a sensor-driven and interactive lighting system to ensure the lighted environments meet the design targets in the real time, and embedded with the, like I mentioned, different standards such as the WELL standards. So we know that in the future, all of the connected or electric devices probably will be all put together with the to be IoT devices. So we need to understand and defining the new role as a lighting company in the. So I think that we need to define our role of the lighting in the connecting world and to position ourselves to be an IoT company, which is dedicated providing the value-added light as a service, or in the IoT world, they say this software as a service, and by the smart product portfolio, which is including the hardware and the firmware and also the software. And this is the whole overall lighting system and will be the future. So I think if we look back to where we're coming from, I think the artificial electrical lighting have been invented and mass produced for more than 140, 50 years from 1870s. So we can say that the fluorescent, incandescent, low and high pressure discharge lamps, this kinds of the artificial electrical light source is the lighting 1.0, which is all analog. And we are lucky we have a solid state lighting, which is the mainly dominated by the LED and generated by the purpose for the energy saving. So we can say that this is starting point for the solid state lighting, which is generated by the energy saving purpose. And the lighting 3.0, that's we start to utilize the dimming and the dimming on the brightness and the tuning on the color and the CCT capability from the solid state lighting, especially for the landscape, architecture, outdoor lighting, and some entertainment ambient lighting system. But in the future, I think put together with some, especially for the human-centered lighting, for the light and the health purpose, then we can make the smart lighting to be more essential. And I think that we know that light is crucial for our life. But today, most of the lighting environment is too dark in the daytime and too bright in the nighttime. So we need to build up a brighter and darker, brighter in the daytime and darker in the nighttime. So we need a dynamic lighting system, which would be coming from a smart lighting system. So this really, the human-centered lighting, the non-visual effect, especially for the circadian rhythm, and also put together with the emotional fast resetting something, is really to make the smart lighting to be more essential. So we can really use this as a wonderful opportunity to see how can we use this evolution to make the lighting to be more value added. In order to do this, I think all of the lighting players, lighting manufacturers, we need to think about that. Now, if we want to do the smart lighting product, then we are doing the IT product, not only the traditional light source. So we need to think about it, consider all of the product phase in, phase out, and the product portfolio management as an IT company. And then we need to build up a partnership management. First of all, the platform, and we need to have the consumer portfolio, professional portfolio, and enable the capability, compatibility with the different partners, especially for the access with the different protocol, and creating the best in the class users interface and users experience. And also we need to really reshape our innovation together. My ideas, we need to focus on these agendas. Number one, dedicated on the light source and optics design, and also the product ID design, and the sensor control systems, and also the lighting recipe. We need to consider how the end users and how the lighting designers using the light. And so we need to think about how to make our lighting products to be ready for the future lighting system, and to build up the IoT platform and put together with especially the SaaS, light as a service or software as a service. And maybe if we're big enough, also we can create a PaaS, platform as a service, and coordinate with some stakeholders. So at the end, we would have a full range smart product portfolio. So we need to make all of our products, from the devices and the recipes, to be ready for smart lighting. So I used I think that many people have seen this this map. This is from the left hand. So the traditional lighting to LED lamps, and to professional and consumer luminous LED. And also today, we are heading to smart lighting and more new agendas that we can use the light, utilize the light to solve many, many issues. Not only the light visual effect, but also together with the non-visual effect, and even more effect for many, many agendas. So together with this roadmap, that we can see actually the whole lighting industry is coming to be the scale, the scalability is coming to be more and more. So together with more new ground, more new technology to be embedded with the light, so we can see more opportunity and more business opportunity. So today, we are doing the lighting, but we have very limited access to the end users, and we lack of the transparency on users' experience. So at the end, we're really lacking of the brand loyalty. But in future, together with the connected technology, and together with the light as a service, and put together with the essential value-added service, we can really redefine the role in lighting industry value chain. It means we can have a direct access to the end users. That's before we cannot really have it. And we probably can have the real-time feedback on users' experience, but we need to be compliant and also be licensed from the end users. Then we can have more and clear feedback on the user's experience. And then at the end of the day, as an outcome, then we can be better to build up the brand loyalty and to build up a more better product for the end users. And here, I have a bold proposal, which I think I want to share with you. because today I think most of the existing regulation for the building lighting regulation is really far behind regard the human-centered lighting. Today, I think most of the building lighting regulations really dedicated on the functional lighting, and which is really dedicated on the safety, visual acuity, or visual comfortability. But on the human-centered lighting, especially for the circadian rhythm or even for the emotions tension, I think it's really far behind. So I have a bold proposal. I think together maybe we can think about that. First step to establish a consensus on the definition of human-centered lighting, which still not clear today, and the relevant regulation, and even translate into the product certification. So I think maybe we can refer to the automotive autopilot. They are doing something today, so we can set maybe today the existing regulation, we can set it as just level 0 for the human-centered lighting, which is the only dedicated on the safety, acuity, and the comfortability. And maybe we can start to use like a level 1, which is the basic level. Like we maybe can embed it or refer to the WELL standard. I think on this level, we need to build up a regulation to avoid the disrupting on the circadian rhythm or lead to the emotional tension. And we need to provide some index. So we can use the WELL standard to be a foundation and maybe to be more aggressively. And level 2, I think there would be something like a more professional level to can doing some like a correct rhythm phase, the circadian phase resetting, or the some emotion phase resetting, which is more aggressive, can improve the circadian rhythm phase disorder group or improve the productivity. And the level 3, I think there would be some medical level, which can doing the healing and the repairing the various health issues, like which have a high impact from light. But definitely, I think this is maybe there should be have more clear regulation for different levels, who and whom to produce it, and the criteria, this and that. So I think that this is something I think we can do. And I think that if we put together with all of this, I think we will have a brighter future and also have a clear regulation. It's good for everyone, especially for the lighting industry manufacturers and the designers to implement it. Thank you.
The next presentation is related to automotive lighting, and it's coming from Dirk van der Hagen. He is Senior Director of Strategic Marketing at Lumileds, and he will talk about lighting trends for the dynamic automotive market. So Dirk, the floor is yours.
So thank you very much for the opportunity to talk also about the automotive application. And I would like to give you some highlights on what are the key leading trends on application innovation in automotive. So just to start, so I'm working for Lumileds. Basically, we're also one of the leading light source manufacturers, covering the white spaces in illumination, but also in automotive lighting. And for that, of course, we look also into synergies across applications, as the portfolios are quite wide, but have their dedication in each of the sub-applications. So we're operating worldwide across all regions with 8 factories. from San Jose, Europe, to Asia and China, where we also have dedicated R&D and application centers. So to deep dive now into the application trends, I would like to give you the highlights on what are the leading trends in automotive, currently what we see already ongoing in the market, and what are emerging trends which we do not see yet on the road, but which are upcoming. So first of all, the two first ones, and they actually link nicely to the previous talk of Lawrence in terms of more adaptive lighting. So lighting which can adapt to the situation and the environment. And we see that in the systems currently on the road, where the headlighting beam is basically no longer a static low beam or high beam which you can switch on or off, but which actually becomes segmented and adaptive to the driving condition. So therefore, ADB stands for adaptive driving beam, and that's implemented by segmenting the beam in horizontal or vertical segments, in which each of the segments you can basically individually switch or dim. And in that respect, it offers you a field of view where you can on demand highlight certain areas of interest, or also de-glare oncoming traffic or blind out certain areas. And the ultimate trend there is to go to a full digital beam, and that's the high definition digital headlighting beam, where actually every segment ultimately becomes a very small angular zone, and that can be created by really fully digitalizing your lighting beam into pixels, and then addressing each point in the field of view of the driver, and you can address then each of those points. I will show you some example there and the related solutions for that trend. Of course, also with more from aesthetic and styling perspective, we see the lighting signatures becoming much more elongated, much more slim, and that is driven by, of course, the enabling technology from LEDs, where the conventional light sources did not allow such small optics, but with the very small light sources, we are now able to create optical systems with micro optics, micro lenses, which can create very elegant lighting signatures, but in the meantime also create the photometrics, so the optical properties which are needed also to make a functional beam, and combining both together. Next to this styling and perhaps more the premium end of the market, we now see clearly we have the LED penetration reaching far beyond the majority of the market. So we're in the late majority of the market, where now the full mainstream market segments are being addressed, and they need to be addressed with very cost-effective and scalable solutions. And linked to that also the demand for recyclability, reusability across platforms, and also in case of a potential failure or an accident, not to waste a full headlamp or rear lamp, but to be able to reuse or to recycle parts of it, or to repair ultimately the headlamp with a new module. And you get a demand from car makers for such type of simple plug and play type of replaceable modules or bulbs for the main functions. And again, on the styling part, the trend for more car body lighting, so expanding the lighting functions from the conventional four corners of the car, where the lighting function used to be, to basically wrap the light around the full body of the car, so 360 around the car. the rear applique stretching from coast to coast, like we say, but also in the front, the grille area, which basically becomes redundant as combustion engines get replaced by electric cars, and that area of cooling for the combustion engine is no longer needed. So that's new real estate on the car, which can accommodate new functionalities as sensors and lighting and communication. And two emerging trends on new application is to bring the light not just on the car body, but also have the lighting surrounding the car. So having road projections around the car, which basically can extend functional safety in terms of showing the intent of the car in either turning or when the car is maneuvering or backing up, or also offer convenience functions while approaching the car, like entry light or a welcome light and like carpet light. And last but not least, with the trend not just for electrification, but also towards autonomous driving, the intent of the car to communicate with other road users like pedestrians, bicyclists, and other cars is to not just illuminate the road or give signals, but really communicate with the other participants by means of communication displays and interact with the surrounding. So also here you see a lot of the adaptability, the digitalization of light. This is really key in automotive, and you see also the whole electronics architecture of future generation cars, electric and autonomous cars. They will control the light much more instead of having remote lighting modules. There will be more central zone controllers or a central domain controller controlling the light all around the vehicle. So you could say lighting on the vehicle becomes like, the car becomes like a big display of which each light source is a pixel which can be fully addressed by software, and of course steered by the sensors around the car and giving that intelligence then and calculate the required lighting scenario you want. So now I want to give you some examples of lighting solutions which address those key trends. So on the digitalization of light and the adaptive beam, here you see examples of how this is being realized in systems. So making the beam more adaptable, more segmented, that can be done in the example shown here at the bottom in addressing an array or even multiple row arrays or full matrix systems where LED chips are placed very closely together. Therefore, it's like what is called chip scale packaging, but then also with an enabling technology that not just the chips are placed close to each other, but also managing that there is a minimum on crosstalk. So you have a very high contrast between switching on or off adjacent pixels. And as such, you can realize a fully adaptable driving beam. And if you put that to a next level, then you reach ultimately the full digitalization of the beam. And here, the LEDs are no longer pick and place together towards an array or a matrix, but actually you get a larger monolithic light source, light emitting area, which you see here in the device picture. And that monolithic light emitting area is fully segmented with a higher resolution micro LED. So each pixel here, there are 20,000 pixels on this device, and each pixel has a size of about 40 by 40 micron. and each pixel can be individually addressed, and the whole light emitting area is immediately direct imaged to the road, so you can make basically any beam shape you like. In the next video sequence, you will see some example of driving with such a beam, where you can see here highlighting the lane you're driving, either with lines, or you can highlight certain areas of the lane where the car is driving. You can project potentially symbols on the road, or highlighting certain areas, and then driving to with the full beam pattern. So you see here the low beam with the cutoff line. In the middle, you see the high intensity area, and from time to time, you see these elements being highlighted, which can be obstacles or signs. And reversely, you can also deglare that, like if there's an oncoming car, then that car can be deglared. So the car has no problem with you driving with your full headlamp beams on. In headlighting, the aiming of the headlamp always has been a very critical element, because it's mandatory not to glare oncoming traffic, and on the other hand, you want to have, as a driver, maximum visibility, maximum reach. So aiming the headlamp not too short, like in the bottom picture, because then you only would look or would see just a few meters ahead of the car. That's of course not desired. The middle picture showing basically that your beam is reaching too far and potentially glaring oncoming traffic when the beam is aimed too high. So you want to reach an aim which is appropriate for having maximum reach, and on the other hand, have a safe driving condition also for the surroundings. Now, making a translation here also, what can we learn from such systems, optical systems and alignment systems from automotive to potentially illumination? Imagine you put this application not horizontal, but you put it just vertical. And perhaps you see where I'm heading to. If you apply such an optical system to, for instance, like facade illumination, and you apply exactly this beam control onto a facade illumination, you can shape the facade elements almost on demand. And with the examples of adaptive driving or digital beam, you can fully make dynamic beam patterns. You can cut out windows or pillars or door openings where you don't want to have light, and other elements you can highlight. You can make it dynamic by certain sequences, which are then programmed by software. And managing the leveling and the cutoff line, not to glare oncoming traffic, is actually, you can use this type of optics and optical control to also minimize the light pollution. So basically the pass-by light, which is not hitting the building, but which is then lost and creates light pollution. So creating cutoff lines around the building so that a minimum of light, or ideally no light, is wasted around the building. So there might be good learnings and applications to translate such optical systems and beam dynamics from this application area to potentially other general illumination areas. The slim headlighting, here you see an example of very narrow optic systems. So the lenses have come down typically from 50-60 millimeter diameter historically down to 20, and now we see state-of-the-art lens designs which go even lower to around 10-15. Even it's possible to go below, but we need to be careful again for glare and not to have too high bright spots. but you can make very narrow optics. So combining lighting signatures with really photometric optical design. And for that, very bright LEDs, so which have luminance values of like 200 meganits. These are multiples of the typical LEDs used by general illumination, but for spotlighting applications and high brightness spots, these could be very suited, or for micro optics, micro projection, where you want to miniaturize like spotlighting in shops or, for instance, in musea, where you want to have really micro spots, but with really a good punch, beam punch, and brightness. So clearly also here, I think there are quite some synergies in optical design and light sources to use across applications. On car body lighting, so these more elongated lighting profiles which wrap from coast to coast. Here the example shown on front or rear of the car already emerging in the market today. You can see more and more cars, especially electrical models, applying such type of lighting signatures across their grille area, and expanding from just linear to even surface illumination. Another nice feature of these very elongated profiles, which in general lighting, we know also with these lighting strips, but most of these lighting strips are quite, you could say, a little bit dull because they give just straight lines. If you apply this nicely with some quite simple optics, you can make very aesthetic lighting profiles where the light emitting area is not just constant, but you can have variable line widths, like shown here in the example on the right hand side, and you can create more aesthetic luminaire designs which have really differentiated design aesthetics. On the lighting surrounding the car, so surround projection, also here, as we talk about very small projectors which could be embedded in the car body. Also here you see typically very high brightness, high luminance LEDs combined. This could be an array of white or amber light, depending here for the safety functions on turn or backup lights. And you can add dynamics. So for instance, the example on the bottom of the slide in the middle, where you see the small animation when the car is backing up on a parking lot or in a garage, you can make these dynamic patterns showing the intent of the car to pedestrians or bicycles. Or on the right-hand side picture, also creating certain safety distances around the car when the doors are opening of the car. So to alert, for instance, on bicycles which would pass by the car and so on. So also here, further digitalization of such light patterns by segmenting the beam into more granular parts can even further enhance the dynamics of such surround lighting patterns on the car. And on the trend of communication and interaction, so communication and information displays. So here the enabling technology of mini and micro LEDs, which we see also emerging in the display world for wearables and tablets and monitors and ultimately TVs. This micro LED technology is also being explored to be applied towards automotive in, for instance, the front or the rear applique of the car, and having then communication signals to other road users to communicate the intent of the car. We're working here on this technology in terms of really also the fundamental epi and wafer control of such micro LEDs to make bright displays, not just for the interior of the car, but really for high brightness exterior displays. And ultimately, you will be able to translate this technology not just in the lamps, in a headlamp or a rear applique of the car, but you could integrate that also into the windows of the car, so into the glazing. So having laminated car windows where the lighting communication function is embedded in the windows, and you can have communication signals either in the front, rear, or even side windows for even convenience functions when entering the car, having embedded. This is, of course, not immediately possible from technology over the next couple of years. So we're talking here probably more around 2030. And also for those emerging applications in concept cars and studies, we also need to first establish good lighting regulations to define what are the use cases we want, not to create, you could say also light pollution or light confusion by too many signals, lighting signals. So there's definitely work here also to be done on really application use case and related regulatory approval. So summarizing, if you look to automotive lighting from the past to the future, the legacy of automotive lighting was built around or defined around see and be seen. So to see, mainly for headlighting, and the driver wants to see its surroundings, and to be seen for safety, the car wants to give signals to other cars and road users on what is the intent. And this paradigm of seen and to be seen is shifting now and in the future more to sense and communicate. So from just seeing and switching on or off the light, it's complemented with sensing the environment and being adaptive to the environment, and then steer the intelligent lighting system with the appropriate digital beam functionality on demand and customized. And be seen is being more translated to communicate and interact between the vehicle and its surroundings. And ultimately, those elements come together in what we call then the future intelligent and connected vehicles, which will move in the next decades to become more electrified, more autonomous, and more connected. So as such, I wanted to give you a quick overview of automotive, and I hope I triggered you on some ideas which could have synergetic benefits. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so next speaker is also covering this topic from the general and automotive lighting field. It's Xavier Dennis. He is head of technical support and marketing at Nichia, and he will talk about bridging technologies in general lighting and automotive lighting. So Xavier, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So I will have some presentation about bridging the technologies in general lighting and automotive lighting. I think the previous presentation from Dirk was quite good because it's complementary to what I will show. I obviously, as a Nichia, as an LED maker, we also have products for automotive, and today's I didn't want it to actually give you the full insight of all the products, but more discussing the application. So both discussions or both presentations are really complementary. Let me start first by going through a quick agenda. So I will explain to you quickly where are we at Nichia, especially regarding the current update of the company. Then I will go into the trends of general lighting LEDs, maybe moving into automotive. There is several topics for it: interior of cars, exterior of cars, ICI, human-centric light. And then after, I will move to the opposite, maybe how we can use some application in automotive that could be contributing to general lighting. Let me first start with a small explanation about our company. So Nichia is located in Japan. It was established in 1956. Our current president is Mr. Ogawa, and we have roughly 9,500 employees. The products that we are developing at the moment is based into 3 pillars. The first one is the optical semiconductor, so that's include LEDs product, so for general lighting and for automotive, and also laser diode. We also have a chemical and phosphor department, and we have a third pillar, which is on the development of lithium-ion battery cathode material. For last year, our revenue was roughly around 3.2 billion euro. So Nichia is really defined by 3 main core competency. What we first call the advanced chip technology, so the chip development, so the LED die itself is done in-house. We also have our phosphor converter technology. This is where we are developing, obviously, chemicals for the LED. And then we are repackaging the chip and the phosphor together into packaging technology. So either apply for the general lighting market or apply for the automotive market. Sometimes we do have packages that are really in between. The current trend in general lighting is still obviously as what we call LEDification. So where we see from the bottom, let me just put up my pointer. Obviously, energy saving, power consumption is still the main in terms of pushing LEDification. LED have their place in this market where flux is important, lumen power is important. Nevertheless, there is additional added value that we can bring to focus on growing the LED market in general lighting. And those comes with already like packaging of LED. In this case, we can talk about miniaturization, smaller LED packages, higher brightness, so higher luminance, or also packages that offer different kind of directivity. A third layer that we see, which has been coming now for several years, which is the quality of light. We call it obviously CI, so ICI. There is a lot of solution nowadays on the market, solution that reach already CI almost close to 100. And this is still not what I will call linked to human-centric per se, but definitely a great advantage here of a technology that exists in general lighting, where we already start to see that there will be a trend of moving this technology also to automotive. The last part, which includes the new features, this is where the lighting for well-being, everything related to the improvement of the circadian effect for the human performance. Obviously, this is related to spectrum technology, or at least that's how we position it at Nichia. And the main developments that we are doing are either related to the LED die or related mainly to the different phosphor we can propose. So either a combination of phosphor, like in terms of tunability, or specific phosphor according to specific application. Either we focus on, for example, performance, responses, or we can also focus on productivity of users. And in this case, the artificial light that will be developed will have a specific phosphor to be included in it from a light source point of view. If we look at ICI for automotive, it is actually a trend nowadays. And the way we are looking at it is from two views. The first one is the one I'm presenting now, which is more interior point of view. The major tier ones in the automotive sector, so the major supplier in automotive sectors, are nowadays having a lot of integration of modules in order to have a full cockpit. So the current trends that we have in general lighting is first is the redesigning of the home with a very good ICI, very good ambient light. Second is obviously the office. Then the third coming point will become the car. That's how we at least see it at Nichia. And for this, the automotive maker also are looking into that type of technology. The reason is that not only for human-centric, but also just from a readability point of view, a visibility point of view. Some, I would say, premium car makers are using some very expensive materials in the car, and they would like those materials to be seen from a point of view of the passenger, point of view of the drivers, as best as possible. And so in this case, ICI LED would be needed in order to have a better quality of the light in the full environment of the cockpit. Cockpit means dashboard, but also in the rear. The idea as well, when we come now back to human-centric light, is that with autonomous driving, the environment inside the vehicle will be more, again, set as a living room. The idea is for the passenger, because there will be no more driver, the passenger to be able to read, relax, enjoy time with family during long travel, eat maybe as well, read, etc. Do a lot of activities as such as you will do at your home, but inside the car. And in this case, having some human-centric light inside the cockpit, especially with some, let's say, according to the mood, according to the activity of the passenger, those lights could contribute to the full experience of a car. So most of the OEMs now are talking about experiencing not the driving, but the living inside the car. We take ICI again in terms of LED, and this is a know-how from general lighting, and put it back also in automotive. Where we can also implement it, it's for exterior light. The reason is that the ability to really have some safety feature in order to have a better visibility from the outside is the key. One major trend nowadays is that sensors are everywhere in the car, especially cameras. And those cameras need to be able to see clearly what is outside, what is on the road, what is out on the environment surrounding the vehicle. In this case, if we are only using low CI LED as it's ongoing now, we are missing some safety possibility from detections of any type of object, any type of maybe pothole on the street. And so it's not a question of lighting concrete, because concrete is gray anyway, so we don't really care about lighting a gray area. But what is important is more to be able to detect clearly any kind of damage, obstacle, etc. Let's say objects that could be on the road. And this information could be read by cameras and then reapplied back to the car itself in order to avoid it. So ICI, which is already very well implemented in general lighting, has not yet been fully put as a standard in automotive. So that is something that we see as a trend that is coming. I remember giving a talk in 2018 at LpS, and at that time the trend for general lighting outdoor luminaires was to really move from CI 80 to CI 90, and we could see this trend already moving slowly. Now we definitely have more than 50% of the luminaire already moved to this higher CI, and automotive is only starting. So that is just a starting point for that technology to be applied. So in terms of general lighting, there is a lot of know-how, a lot of knowledge that can be applied even as a luminaire maker. There is a lot of transfer that can be done to the automotive market. Tunability as well. This is something, again, very common in the general lighting. We do have the knowledge now for years, and it's only, again, reaching out the automotive market. So again, as a transfer know-how, there is a lot that we can contribute, us as general lighting engineers, to transfer those knowledge to automotive. One thing that we see, again, going back to this living space inside the cockpit, inside the vehicle, is that the controllability of the light source is important. And not only this, but if we apply an extra level with the human-centric light, so having a tunable light with specific spectrum for, let's say, human-centric, so specific spectrum for human-centric light, and also standard white light, then the ability to change the mood inside the cockpit is very important, especially for premium car makers. They would like to have this aspect of sometime being into a walking environment and change the mood with a lower CCT, for example, and become into a more relaxed environment. So that's the trend we are seeing, especially nowadays in the European market for premium cars. We obviously foreseen this with a more standard application once car will become autonomous. Another aspect is the LED for car body lighting. This was also seen in the previous presentation. Everything is really about not just the lighting from the outside, but lighting from the inside as what we call the design continuity. So the dashboard and the seat should not just look different. It should be an overall design. And this is what we already do when we are looking into general illumination of offices, buildings, etc. We have already this experience of taking the light and creating a full design. This is only starting again in the automotive, and this is done with what we call the car body lighting, with very small LED, usually color LEDs. This allowed miniaturization and to be able to set more LEDs. and also with new LEDs, which are smart LED with some integrated electronics inside the package. Going into another possible way of maybe changing from now automotive to general lighting, we do see different type of technology already applied in the automotive sector, such as laser technology. Here you have an example of a BMW tail lamp. We could consider that this type of design could be also integrated, for example, in the architectures. That will need to be checked, obviously, on the type of laser to be used, etc. But there could be a new way of designing, let's say, buildings or part of a luminaire with just laser. The other part regarding macro LED is also very related to the miniaturization and also projections of light. The solution that I'm presenting now is actually been on the market for more than a year. It's already on front of the car for the Porsche, and it's already on the street. Now, this technology regarding a very small LED, which is pretty much the size of your thumbnail, which includes 16,000 LEDs per se. So we can call them pixel or we can call them LEDs. Is definitely something that we do see coming for the automotive market. And there is a lot of application where for general lighting, we could also foresee it. One of the application, we have seen it before from architectural point of view, definitely, but the opposite could be true. We could think about maybe using such an LED where you have the controllability and every pixel being addressable could be used maybe for street lighting. The advantage would be to reduce the number of optics used. Those are just some idea. Obviously, the technology itself is there, but it needs to be adapted to general lighting in order to achieve a more realistic luminaires. On the learnings, at least from general lighting, that we can see is that we have more knowledge on phosphor innovation than in the automotive. Human-centric light is also quite used nowadays in many luminaires in offices or even individual homes, which in automotive it's only started. Standardization is also something that we are very experienced in general lighting, and the standardization of optical module does not exist in automotive per se. The reliability lifetime, reliability obviously it's controlled by regulation, so there is some LED regulations to be passed for automotive, same as for general lighting. Nevertheless, the product is not behaving the same in terms of temperature conditions, and the lifetime is dramatically affected. So if we have to take a technology from automotive, bring it to general lighting, those are the keys to look into in order to adapt the new technology to the general lighting market. Power consumption and eco-design is also something that the general lighting market is very strong with. We start to see in the automotive a lot of pressure on power consumption. Nevertheless, there is not a regulation per se, which is defined. And so again, there is a lot of knowledge that can be bring from general lighting to automotive, or if we do the opposite, those again are the key factor we will really need to challenge in order to apply new technologies. Last but not least, very similar to the previous presentation from the speakers, smart cities with smart vehicles. Yes, it is there, it's coming. not just because of electrical vehicle and not just because of autonomous vehicle, but if we look at how those vehicles will communicate, the smart cities also need to be there. So without the infrastructure, just the vehicle itself will not be able to communicate with either pedestrian, vehicle to vehicle, or vehicle to the infrastructure. And the infrastructure on our side is definitely made by the general lighting light. So smart vehicle with electronic architecture that would be centralized will need to somehow being able to communicate with smart cities, maybe also with some kind of centralized unit where the information can be shared. The applications are enormous. One of the positioning, obviously, that we should always take is safety. And I think when we're talking definitely about automotive lighting, this is the first term that comes in mind. Safety is the number one. And this communication between general lighting technologies, automotive lighting, I think will bring or will enhance the many more possibilities in terms of innovation. So thank you very much for today. And let's hope you have some questions for me later on. Thank you.
So our next speaker is Grigory Onushkin. He is LED expert and scientist in solid-state sources at Signify Research. And he will present Signify LpS winning luminaire in system. I think that's the first time you mentioned that Signify is presenting that in an oral presentation. And we are very excited to have you here and to see the results of the LpS luminaire in system. So Gregory, that's your turn.
Yeah, I would like to start with introduction to Signify. Maybe some of you don't know our company yet. Welcome. Basically, Signify is #1 in conventional lighting, LEDs, and connected lighting. We are already offering more than 100 million connected light points. Means we're also very looking forward to connected lighting and even extending it to connection with the cars in the future. Our company has 7.5 billion euro sales in 2022, and we proudly to be #1 in sustainability with 100% carbon neutral global operations. Basically, our purpose and the goal of a company is to unlock the extraordinary potential of light for brighter lives and better world. I hope also that the LpS and learning from that will help to that goal. So today, it is my pleasure to share with you this story without compromises about LpS winning luminaire and connected system prototypes developed at Signify, together with many my colleagues. The outline of my talk will be: I will begin with introduction to LpS competitions by looking back to first LpS competition from the more than a decade ago and what impact and heritage it contains. Next, I will be brief scope of the current LpS challenge, and also would like to share with you an announcement from Department of Energy on Signify double win with LpS prototype for a flexible luminaire, in the meaning that it is highly customizable and for consumer and customer needs, and easy connected system which can be coupled with that luminaire. And easy means that it aims for ease of installation and use. And during the presentation, I will further guide you through the key features of these prototypes. Yeah, let's start from the history, looking back. Basically, in 2011, Bright Tomorrow LpS bulb, which was announced as a winner, and it was developed by the Philips Lighting. Our company has that name in the past. And this lamp not only meets all the challenging requirements from LpS, but also it brought distinguished inspiration on LEDification trends for consumers throughout the years afterwards. And here I would like to share these words outlining influence of LPRISE from Olivia Xu, Chief Innovation Officer at Signify, that the LPRISE inspires our industry to innovate sustainable lighting technologies that can unlock benefits beyond simple illumination. It began with this first competition in 2011, in which we delivered a breakthrough in energy efficiency with LED replacement for 60-watt light bulb. And basically, first LPRISE lamp was inspirational for all over the world, mentioned in multiple articles, journals, and publications. For example, Times Magazine listed it within the best innovation of 2009. LED Professional stressed the importance of LPRISE by saying that innovations in residential and commercial lighting products, such as this encouraged by the LPRISE, expand the lighting choices available to consumers. And also, the Department of Energy, who basically bringing this LPRISE competition into the world, summarized the influence of the first LPRISE, saying that first LPRISE winning lamp inspired a global R&D team and new technology platform. It also drove continuous innovation, accelerating enhancements to successive product designs. Basically, yeah, this slide is meant to illustrate that LPRISE competition has very inspirational and influential heritage, and it's very impactful for shaping the future of the lighting. And now, the new challenge brought to us by LPRISE with aim to bring tomorrow's lightings into today. This new LPRISE competition focuses on commercial lighting and carries the same inspirational and influential character. It aims to boost essential lighting needs. The LPRISE targets to unlock additional potential for the future of illumination in commercial and institutional buildings by combining high luminous efficacy with exceptional light quality, data-driven control and functionality, and sustainable design and construction. The competition has 3 phases, and a second phase for innovative prototypes of luminaire and connected system, where the task is to innovate and demonstrate exceptional achievements across all these 3 areas: efficiency, quality of light, connectivity, product life cycles, technical innovation, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah, the more details, descriptions on the targets and requirements, you can look at the LPRISE website. And prototype phase has recently been completed by announcement of winning luminaires and system. And here I would like to share with you this announcement on that Signify Innovation was winning both luminaire and connected system track for prototype phase. And also here I would like to quote DOE remarks specifying the key and essential aspects for these winning prototypes, and later in the presentation I will be going deeper in key functions. So the Signify Innovation developed a modular luminaire with groundbreaking efficacy balanced with excellent color quality and novel optics that offer good light distribution with reduced high angle glare. The highly modular design and lightweight form factors provide flexibility and potential sustainability benefits. The team proposed a diversity, equity, and inclusion pilot study chain program that favors suppliers with DIY programs. And Interact Next Gen is simple, scalable wireless solution that interfaces with other building systems. A map-based user interface provides intuitive configuration and control, and role-based apps right size and capabilities and data to user needs. Now, an all-in-one sensor offers capabilities beyond lighting. For example, temperature and humidity control beacon for positioning. And energy harvesting switches provide installation and sustainability benefits with no battery or wiring. So these quotes are just we can consider as a voice of customers appreciating these innovations we brought into this luminaire, because they resonates with what LPRICE is aiming to achieve by shaping the future of lighting, in this time in commercial segment. So let's go deeper into the each prototype, and I will start with Generation Flex Light Without Compromise. It is a luminaire prototype, and we can describe it sometimes also who say that you cannot have it all. It is in best-in-class modular luminaire that provides a high level of flexibility to optimize towards efficiency, quality of light, and sustainability. So let's talk about performance. It has total system efficacy of 196 lumen per watt, almost 200, and it almost deliver 5,000 lumen from 2 by 2 square foot luminaire, and achieving it with highest color quality, preference 1 and fidelity 3 rank of TM30, which is equivalent of CRI more than 97 with very good red color rendering. So we more than double efficiency compared to first LPRICE winning lamp, which had efficiency of 93 lumen per watt. And we reached it with this luminaire even at higher CRI, because bulb in the past had a CRI of 93. So you know that when we set out to us the higher target for first LPRICE, there are no way back that we have to dial down. Innovation means it's going forward. This luminaire also delivers good visual comfort with low unified glare rating of 19 and with high application efficiency. Often is known that light quality usually goes at the expense of efficiency, and it makes it quite difficult to resolve this contradiction. But if we start considering also sustainability aspects, then the target to aim for high efficiency became more obvious choice, since it will be lower energy efficiency consumptions and allow significant reduction of the carbon emissions during the use phase of the luminaire. High efficiency is really target to aim for. So it is very sustainable choice since the use phase is the dominant phase contributor in the life cycle analysis of the product, like lighting luminaire. In the heart of this light generation is newly designed LED in partnership with Samsung Electronics. It's based on their high-efficiency mid-power flip chip LED platform and driven at optimal operating current for high efficiency. But to power these LEDs, you also use high-efficiency D4i compatible LED driver, and it's ensured that operation of the broad range with connected systems. And once you generate these precious photons with the LED chip or redistributed them efficiently over the visible spectral range for high color quality, it's also very essential not to lose these photons and use them very efficiently for target lighting where you need it over desired space with state-of-the-art high efficiency optics. When we talk about sustainability, at the end, this high efficiency allow us to achieve sustainability by 29% reduction in energy consumption over the use phase of this luminaire, when we compare even with best class reference luminaires of today. So it's a significant step forward. That's where we have to aim for. There could be also another challenging and contradictory target is to enable dedicated white space light distribution with aim to allow for a larger spacing between luminaires while maintaining high efficiency and good visual comfort. But also aiming for larger spacing between luminaires is a sustainable target, since this will allow us to use 50% less luminaire in a room, which means less materials and lower installation effort for customers. So the cautious choice of sustainable materials and manufacturing method is essential for production phase to improve sustainability, which is also a sizable contributor in life cycle analysis, the production of the luminaire. here is a good example of leveraging on adjacent industries, in this case, printed electronics. Printed electronics is widely adopted method for manufacturing all low-power electronics such as RFID tags, and it is additive manufacturing method, means you're not wasting material, but you adding only when you need it. And it has significantly lower environmental impact than standard printed circuit boards fabrication process, which is used today. When this method is combined, this approach is combined with bio-based plastics for plastic parts, it also allows around 50% reduction of embodied carbon for the luminaire. Also very sustainable target to achieve and aim for. The luminaire light engines and components have extended life cycle, so there might be a need in the future to change the outlook of the luminaire when office will be renovated and refurbished. So that's why the 3D printed shapes of reflective cups can be made on demand for redesign and repair. And repair might be needed in case this luminaire get accidentally damaged during office renovation. Next to that, luminaire is built out of modules, which contain within each module key performance and optical functions. And modules are fixed with reversible click and clamp assembly, which not only makes installation easier and installers happier, but enables reuse, replace, and repair. It also honors the circular economy philosophy. Modularity also stimulates longer reuse of the parts, and additionally, it will support sustainability in the future as well. So also, designing around modularity provides freedom and flexibility for facility managers, lighting designers, because basically now we can aim with these modules and design to different luminaire form factors, because this module is house agnostic and is prepared to be installed in various luminaires form factors and fixture types. For example, recessed square luminaire or recessed linear luminaire or suspended luminaires basically can be built using these individual modules and still bringing the same functionality in terms of light control, light comfort, and also larger luminaire spacing up to 14 foot with very good beam control. And basically this customizable model approach delivers an equitable experience for building owners, because they will be pleased with easy module replacement possibilities to have repair and redeployment when basically they have to refurbish and change the layout of the office for next tenant, but also for building occupants because they can have upgradable options for the optics, for improving uniformity and visual control of their occupied spaces. And basically this luminaire will get even more benefits when it's connected with connected system to extend the use beyond just only giving right light at right, but also not also giving right light at the right time and all the functionalities brought by the connected system. And connected system gets name Interact Next Gen in its aim for light the way to building goals. First, let's look what are the requirements from LpS for connected system, because it gives a guidance, an overview of diverse needs of various types of customers, from installers, facility managers to room occupants. Basically, connectivity opens access to new dimensions and freedom to innovate for conventional lighting. But we need some guidances, right? Where to innovate and what is really needed by the customers. So that's why we can cluster these requirements from LPRICE in several categories. First is ease of installation, use, and integration, which demands a use of standards for connectivity, interoperability, luminar level lighting control. And next to that, there is a need for compatibility and interoperability with third-party APIs, application programming interface. It is essential that system should be responsive and adaptive. It requires implementation of such lighting control strategies such as tasks, schedule, occupancy monitoring, and daylight control. For management and service tasks, following enabling requirements are given: addressability, generating energy reporting, and supporting power grid demand response, which is a dynamic way to limit energy consumption by reducing the light levels on both building and area level. Reduction of light levels will be based on the triggers from either energy supplier or from real-time energy prices. Next to that, connected system should be stable and robust in operation. So fault detection and diagnostic for preventive maintenance, system resilience, as far as cybersecurity are essential elements for that. Basically, connected prototype system was built based on state-of-the-art scalable Interact platform, and it got the name Interact Next Gen with a vision to light the way to building goals. This prototype covers all the requirements given by the LPRICE. It results in a scalable connected lighting system that provides building owners and businesses with all the tools and intelligence they need to realize the deeper energy savings, drive down operational expenses, and deliver an improved occupant experience. This sensor can be installed into standard system-ready slot, for example, an LPRICE winning generation flex prototype luminaire, and transfer commands to the D4I compatible driver. Such combinations will be making the true innovative and sustainable commercial lighting of the future. And basically, in the core, in the heart of this system, there is all-in-one luminar level sensors, which measures daylight, occupancy, temperature, humidity, and sound to help optimize operation cost and employee comfort and productivity. Also, it enables advanced applications that go beyond basic energy-saving tactics, eliminating the need to install multiple independent sensors and reducing cost of entry. It contains the embedded controller and antenna for seamless connection to a Zigbee mesh network, minimizing installation complexity. So the end user will benefit from user things and experience and features it provides. Role-based apps to give different types of users the specific tools they need. For example, for facility managers, they can view occupancy maps, which rooms are occupied, which are empty, where they have to schedule some cleaning or so, set space utilization targets, and improve workspace efficiency. But for employers, they can also benefit from these mapping systems that they can find and book available workspaces. For example, today they see that some of the rooms are more noisy. Then they can choose other rooms which are more silent because they would like to concentrate on their work today. And they also will be able to adjust their light levels and temperatures and support their comfort. And installers can remotely configure sites using the map-based user interfaces for quick and easy commissioning. And support for power grid demand response will help also energy providers to ensure that these lighting systems can contribute to power grid demand orders. And integration and maintenance is basically also achieved by using flexibility via compliance with standard protocols like sensor-ready, D4I, DALI emergency, Zigbee, Green Power, BACnet, OpenIP, and IBCon. It supports interoperability across all the categories. Yeah. Serverless cloud architecture is designed to minimize the maintenance burden for customers, and also it's automatically push the software upgrades and alerts of faults and outages are detected. At the end, I would like to say a big thanks to all Signify colleagues who made this possible. It was truly an epic team effort, and with a diverse multidisciplinary group of experts of more than 100 people from different departments and regions. And I would like to thank you for your attention.
We have one more expert we want to introduce to you, and he is an expert in optics. It's Dr. Roman Tratnik. He's Deputy Head of Light and Optical Technologies at Ioneum Research.
Yes, so hello also from my side, from Ioneum Research, which is a research organization in the southeastern part of Austria, and we're basically active in photonic sensors and manufacturing technologies. And with respect to manufacturing technologies, we are also involved in Fabulous. And just to get you to know a bit more, what is Fabulous? Basically, Fabulous is two different things. First, it is a European project. So it is funded by the Horizon Europe program of the European Commission, and it brings together organizations, research organizations and technologies that are active in the freeform micro-optic fabrication. And through Fabulous, what we are able to do and what we are learning is how to work together successfully and efficiently within this topic. The second part of Fabulous is a meanwhile established pilot line for manufacturing of freeform micro-optical components. And with that, we are at the service of the European industry and are ready to support them in their upscaling and manufacturing projects within this freeform micro-optic field. So with that, Fabulous acts as a one-stop shop and can provide expertise at all stages of the development chain. And that means that in that context, the pilot line can be approached in any stage of the development, which is spanning from the idea until mass production. And with respect to that, we have really all the respective partners ready to support the customer in the realization of the product, in the innovation. And that is independently if it is at a stage of design, mastering of structures, replication, integration, or as well for a possible material adaptation. So basically that means modeling, origination, tooling, materials, replication, quality control, quality assurance, and integration is what we provide within Fabulous. Just to very briefly present that as a teaser. And if you need or want to know more about that, I invite you to get in touch with my very nice colleagues at the pilot line or at CSAM, or directly visit the website fabulous.eu to get more information. So that's for the brief introduction, and thank you for that opportunity as well.
Question to everybody now. We've seen amazing presentations, technologies, applications, different applications. What, in your opinion, is, let's say, your thought? Where are the major trends you have seen, and what's in your field of area, let's say, the things you can take from this discussion and from these presentations? Who wants to start?
Siegfried, if you want, I can give it a try.
Yeah, please.
So indeed, when it comes to the trends we see on lighting, we see that this is an industry that is indeed changing a lot in the recent years, and is in constant transformation towards more digital, connected lighting, and indeed sustainable offerings. This is an industry that has been navigating into difficult economic times due to COVID, of course, then component shortage, then war, recession, but is an industry that is still instead surfing the wave of renovation, at least the wave of digitalization, and indeed sustainability. And sustainability, I see that as a great new opportunity for our members, for our companies, for the lighting industry. And I see that our companies are going ahead what will be the requirement posed by law. And I see that in particular from the presentation we heard today on the environmental impact, on use of materials, on recyclability, reparability, for indoor and also outdoor lighting and other even special applications. So we see indeed that something is dramatically changing in the right direction. More customer demands for sustainable products, and then more offers by our industry.
Yeah, thank you, Elena. Who will follow?
Maybe I can input my 2 cents here. On the general lighting point of view, for sure, I still think human-centric is a major trend, and there's still a lot to research, a lot to develop in terms of us as a LED manufacturer, in terms of phosphor technology. And I think the application can go behind general lighting as well, so to other applications, other industries. For automotive, for me, the main trend is this high definition and digitalization of lighting. We can already foresee some application moving to general lighting, especially when it comes to projection. Nevertheless, I still think the technology of this type of high definition LEDs will need to be evaluated by general lighting colleagues in order to make sure that it can be implemented, for, let's say, successfully.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, to complement perhaps from my side on automotive, indeed, I think overarching digitalization of light is probably the overarching trend, being adaptive, customized, software control, and then making it ultimately connected to its environment, right? So, and I think that came nicely also together with the presentation of Lawrence. It's of course perhaps a longer shot. It's not immediately to be realized over the next couple of years, but over the next decade, definitely the systems will clearly evolve in that way, and also the related electronics control systems and networks which need to facilitate that, also including when you have intelligent lighting systems, they will no longer only be powered, but they will be fed with data. That means also high bandwidth data communication protocols. Like in the car, you have of course the CAN bus systems, but even those will no longer be sufficient to cater for the bandwidth. So we talk about high bandwidth, like ultimately Ethernet type of connection links to manage all the data between the central domain controllers and the remote lighting displays. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, also from, if I may, also from the research point of view, there are three topics that I've also heard today several times that are governing our current activities, which are digitalization, which was already mentioned in terms of smart connected lighting in particular. And then a major part is sustainability and environmental impact. So in almost all of our projects, be it customer projects or funded project, it is an LCA that is needed for the product. And also the environmental impact and servicization of the product. And that not only on the component level, but already starting in the manufacturing. So really thinking the product starting with the first manufacturing steps until end of life. And yes, what still is a very, very interesting topic and also demanded a lot by our customers is miniaturization of systems.
Grigory?
Yeah, from my side, I can share that indeed our company being strategic in sustainability actions and operations, and also aim is to deliver sustainable products, and that's why you see that it's the topics addressed by and basically promoted by the legislations for future references also very much resonating with what we see as essential things going to the future. And if you think about performance also contributing to sustainability, because at the end of the day, use phase of the luminaire and light systems is the biggest contributor, and higher efficiencies will be saving our CO2 in the future for many years.
Okay, so thanks a lot to all the speakers and panelists. We have to cut here. But we want to take the questions, and we will follow up and bring that back to the audience. Sorry for that, but I think it was worth to hear everything in detail and the full presentation. I didn't want to cut the presentations. So again, thank you very much, and we will come now to our next topic, the LpS Digital Awards. And we have 4 different categories. Achievement Award, which this year went to Professor Nakamura at the beginning of the event. Then the Scientific Paper Award, Products Award in different categories, and Sustainability Award also in different categories. And first, I want to call now Dr. Anne Behrens. She is Program Director of Life Science at Seaborough. Thank you for joining, Anne. And Anne Behrens won the Scientific Paper Award. That's an award given to the best scientific paper published in 2023 in Lab Professional Review. It was an article republished in LpR 100. And the title is Unlocking the Health Benefits of Near-Infrared Light, a Breakthrough Clinical Study. It is a novel research on the benefits of near-infrared light in LED sector, including its application in photobiomodulation and health improvements. It also was primarily a clinical study with positive effects of photobiomodulation on health and well-being. And it explores the feasibility of integrating specific LEDs into devices USB powered. So Anne, congratulations, and it's up to you for the acceptance speech.
Thank you, Siegfried, and the rest of the jury for this award and recognition of our work on the health benefits of near-infrared light. Of course, I want to thank the people without whom the clinical study that we did would not have been possible. First and foremost, Marijke Gordijn, who with her team, especially Marina Jimenez and Michelle Luxwolda, performed all the experiments and data analysis. I look forward to bringing our near-infrared based technology Sunlet to the market and make positive impact in the lives of many people. I'm very happy to work together with Mike Rains and Tom Hilgering, who co-authored the Lab Professional article with me, and all the others at Seaborough to achieve this goal. And I hope that you in the audience today are ready to work with us to create this positive impact in the world via your product portfolio. Thank you again, Siegfried.
Yeah. And again, congratulations. Thank you. Bill, Nano Lambda won the product award in the category of sensors with the BLE spectroradiometer XL500. This is industrial, it's used for industrial application in plants, animal, human-centric lighting fields. It's a powerful Bluetooth low energy spectroradiometer also coming with free Android and iOS apps. It also measures absolute power values, SPD, PRR, PP, FD, lux, CCT, CRI, and CIE color values. It has a single battery with over a week of duration, and it has a potential impact for customer application in health and pollution detections. Also, it's absolutely used and feasible for Internet of Things application. So, Bill, congratulations to your award.
All right, thank you so much for this incredible honor. I'm so grateful to accept this award on behalf of our dedicated team in Korea and in Taiwan, and our collaboration partners and customers over the world. Without the customers, the input and guides, XL 500 couldn't be created. XL 500, as you mentioned, ultra compact Bluetooth spectral radiometer can measure and record not just the power of color, but also spectrum. All the information lighting industry experts need for lighting for people or lighting for plants. We are ready to collaborate and further improve XL 500, even to customize it for any specific wearable or IoT applications. Please just let us know anytime. Again, a big thank you to Luger Research for this cool award. Thank you. Thank you all.
Bill, yes, congratulations. Thank you for joining and for your acceptance speech. Chewy won the product award in the category of LEDs with the CIE LED technology. This is a very precise emulation of the spectral characteristics of CIE illuminants. And they introduced a purely mathematical tool called Spectral Accuracy Index, SAI. And this can be used to precise phosphor selection and production process fine-tuning. It is absolutely feasible and used to architectural design. It's sustainable, cost-effective alternative in sectors like photovoltaics, traditional that were dependent on xenon lamps for critical spectroscopy. It's used for improving health care settings and also for spectral replication accuracy. So, Grant Wu, congratulations to your award.
Okay, thank you, Luger and the LpS committee. As the technical marketing director at UG Lights, I would like to extend our gratitude on behalf of our company, to Mr. Sigrid and Luger and the Luger Research for honoring UG LED CIE Technology LEDs as the LpS Product Award winner in 2023. So UG Lights is dedicated in offering our expertise in the spectral engineering and innovative R&D to benefit various professional lighting applications. And this awarded CIE series LED is definitely a milestone, but it's still a start of our journey to the new generation of LED technologies. So besides instrumental and health and the medical application, UG Lights is also offering high performance LED solutions for human-centric and wellness lightings as well. So hopefully, with the help of LpS, UG Lights is able to benefit more applications and customers in the lighting industry. Thanks again, and back to Luger.
Yeah, thanks again. Congratulations. So please let me announce that you won the product award in the category of LED modules with the light cluster type L. The light cluster type L is industry challenge balancing uniformity, luminosity, and the lightweight profiles, reducing glare. It also reduces manufacturing and installation costs. It is absolutely suitable for architectural lighting and signage, and it has an environmentally responsible approach. The luminaire thickness could be reduced by 60% and the weight by 30%. which is the reason overall for winning this product award for this LED module. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luger. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for this award. Nichia is really honored to receive this award, and for me it shows the direction to go. We have had a lot of discussion in terms of spectral engineering. I think part of the talks today we're also dealing with that, and Nichia is showing by this product integration how to offer a good product solution for the customers, really focusing on a seamless integration, a glare-free light distribution, and this is the way we want to further support our customers. Thank you very much to the jury, and thanks also to our colleagues in Japan who have developed this solution. We will definitely forward your words to our colleagues to Japan. Thank you very much.
Yes, please stay a little bit. Please stay a little bit, because we have, as you see, as a sticker, for this time, the first time we used artificial intelligence with a program developed from the University of Vienna, engineers and experts. So we run all applied applications. We run through ChatGPT artificial intelligence evaluation together with a huge lighting database. And Nichia won the Artificial Intelligence Prize 2023 with 9.1 out of 10 points. So also congratulations to that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So it shows that we are nearly ahead of artificial intelligence in Japan. So we will let the colleagues know about this.
Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Phenos won a product award in the category of luminaires, and with the Tracklight Cruiser Maxi. This is very suitable for application museums, retail, and art exhibitions. It has precise object-based light spectrum tuning, 6-channel custom-developed LED module, and a state-of-the-art color mixing optic ensures uniform intensity and exceptional color mixing. What is very special here is it analyzes the scene pictures and optimizes the spectrum based on object colors. This is very unique. It's an unparalleled customization and visual enhancement in various settings. It can be controlled manually or by wireless control. So congratulations, Kave, to this award.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Luger, and your team for organizing this wonderful event. I'm truly honored to receive the Innovative Product Award at LpS Digital Summit 2023 for the Croza Maxi from Phenos. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity also to express my sincere thanks to Professor Peter Hanselaar and Professor Kevin Smith from the Light and Lighting Laboratory of KU Leuven in Belgium. Their valuable advice and strong support during my PhD research were crucial for creating Croza Maxi, and their guidance played a key role in shaping both my understanding and success of our work. I must also acknowledge my exceptional team in our R&D department, whose dedication and expertise contributed to the design and development of all electronic, mechanical, and optical components of the Croza Maxi. Thank you to the LpS Digital organizers and juries for this recognition.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations again. Kumux received the product award in the category of controls for the dynamic lighting API, Kumux. This API is enhanced human well-being by replicating the solar cycle indoors. It's a cloud-based intelligence, AI and data science driven controls, which is really outstanding, and based on statistic data and lighting. It is in harmony with the natural circadian rhythms for health, mood, and productivity. It's a solution also for architectural settings. It utilizes indoor spaces, and it's a successful fusion of technology with natural principles. So, Letizia, congratulations to this award.
Thank you very much for this award. We are really honored to be here today and receive this incredible award for COMUX. I want to dedicate this achievement to our team, whose dedication has been crucial in developing our software suite, and also to the customers that trusted us for their projects to optimize dynamic lighting. Well, we consider this award as a recognition of our vision that light can be more than just an element to visualize our surroundings, and it's a non-visual tool to improve people's health and well-being. And at COMUX, we want to democratize the knowledge about these non-visual effects, offering an accessible tool that complements major control systems with science-based data and works with any lighting fixture. So we are always open to collaborate with any actor in the lighting market. Thank you very much again for this award.
Yes, congratulations again, Letizia, and thank you very much for joining. Also awarded 5 products and in this area of sustainability. And for the first one, I want to ask Maria Tupete, Director of Application Engineering of Bulb Incorporation, please to join. Hello, Maria.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I'm honored to stand before you today as we accept this prestigious gift for our groundbreaking UVB LED product. This recognition is a testament to our entire team's dedication and innovation, but I want to express my deepest gratitude to our R&D team. It is their tireless effort and commitment to excellence that have made the exceptional performance of our UVB LED product possible. As technologists, we are driven by a shared belief in the transformative power of technology to address pressing challenges. Today, I want to highlight the multifaceted potential of UV LEDs as an extension of the LED revolution since the 2000s. Beyond their application in health-acquired infections, UVB LEDs have emerged as powerful tools in combating vitamin D deficiency, a prevalent concern in many regions. Furthermore, the impact of UVB LEDs extends to agriculture, promising to dramatically improve crop yields without resorting to traditional fertilizers, thereby promoting sustainable and eco-friendly farming practices. Similarly, UVC LEDs have also immense potential in preventing future pandemics by effectively combating emerging superbugs. UVC LEDs, well, in a world where the threat of infectious diseases looms large, UVC LEDs can be a game changer in our arsenal against healthcare-associated infections, ensuring safer environments for all. This award is not just a recognition of our achievements, but a celebration of our technology's positive impact on diverse aspects of our lives. We're committed to pushing the boundaries of what is possible, continuously exploring new applications and contributing to a healthier, more sustainable future. In closing, I sincerely thank our entire team, our partners, and everyone who has been part of this incredible journey. Together, let us continue to illuminate the path forward with innovation, dedication, and a shared commitment to positively impacting the world. Thank you.
So Luminets win the Sustainability Award in the category of LEDs for the Nightscape LED technology. This is a very important issue in regards of light pollution. And this technology delivers less than 2% of blue light content. That means it's a very sustainable, environmentally conscious lighting solution. It protects the night sky and reduces the harmful effects of artificial lighting. It's high reliability and excellent color rendering. And it's for existing and future outdoor lighting systems for a responsible approach to outdoor illumination. So congratulations to the Nightscape LED technology.
Awesome. Thank you, Luger. Thank you to everyone that invested their time to consider all these worthy products, installations, and more this year. We as Lumileds are truly honored to have been selected for this recognition. Nightscape technology is representative of the hope we have from all LED technologies, right? And that is that the nature of light can be manipulated and managed in ways that were never before possible. The Nightscape technology represents one of the best examples of how new products could be developed and the best way to address the needs of the lighting market and the illumination world at large. This idea did not originate with us to target a broad spectrum with less than 2% blue. But this development of technology was a result of working closely with customers who shared their illumination challenges, the challenges that we see in the world. And I think from our part, I think the biggest thing or the most important thing we did there was just simply listen. We encourage the audience here and everyone here to think about what do they really want from an LED, from a light source, the desired specs and desired outputs, and then ask us as LED providers, as technologists, what is possible with this. I think with that we can make more contributions as well. So thank you again for the award there.
Yeah,
and thanks.
Thank you for joining and congratulations.
Thank you.
Inventronics win the Sustainability Award in the category of controls with the Bluetooth system HubSense. This system, it's a wireless lighting control system, especially for retrofitting scenarios, simplification of installation and maintenance. It has a precise motion monitoring, adaptability to different environments. It can be used for standard and emergency luminaires, IP65 ratings, and user-friendly web app, easy planning and commissioning, and also the flexibility of reconfiguration. So congratulations to the Bluetooth system HubSense.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you to the jury. Thank you to Luga Research for this award. Here I'm talking on behalf of all Inventronics R&D guys and product managers that are constantly working on this system. What to say, we are very glad to receive this award because this confirms the value of the system, which is actually really appreciated by your customers and partners. What else? So just tell you that stay tuned because we are working on new features that will be released in the next month. And among these, we will also launch a new dedicated HubSense gateway. And this will improve performance, maintenance, and also energy monitoring, which is extremely important for sustainability. So just stay connected and keep following us because we will release new updates. So thank you again, and we're back to you.
Yeah, congratulations, Ilaria, to you and your team. All the best.
Thank you.
Modular International wins the Sustainability Award in the category Lighting Modules for the LED module 579E series. And it's a significant leap in energy efficiency, up to 156 lumen per watt. It has a high output in compact and it's very cost-effective package. It's a high quality rendering, 90 plus CRI, featuring also double glimp ring assembly and adjustability and rotation. Also a huge range of color temperature, 2700 up to 4000 Kelvin. And according to IES progress report, it has a very strong impact on the field of architectural lighting. Its dedication, your company, to sustainability practice, and it's also a very important point in the quality of future smart buildings. So, Tony, congratulations to this award.
Thank you, Luger, and thank you to the LPS jury and your consideration of our entry. So one of the biggest things with the 579E series of LED modules that we have produced, being a small independent lighting company, this honor does make our consideration and development that much more impactful into the lighting industry. And with the recognitions that we've received for this product line and the tireless development that we have strived for over the last 2 years for the development and research and everything that's gone into this particular product line, it's yielding a overall product selection with our standard products to give energy efficiencies at industry-leading lumen per watt values, while also giving higher CRI renderings closer to the 95, 97 threshold as far as R9 and TM30 data goes in a 90 CRI package, which makes affordability there, and also the energy savings that can be achieved with these modules in smaller aperture sizes, but also in retrofit opportunities. So utilizing technology and our on-site engineering team to provide retrofits and LED upgrades to existing spaces with limited impact on the overall client and construction budgets make this particular series of product and our innovations just that much more appealing to the architectural lighting industry. So we're seeing a lot of acceptance when it comes to these retrofit opportunities, but also for new construction in both the commercial and residential sector. So we're honored to receive this award, and we really look forward to multiple submissions here in the near coming future and seeing the overall scope of what we can achieve and what we can provide to the lighting industry over the next year.
Yes, super. Tony, congratulations to Modular International and to you and your team. All the best. Temeloy Life Cycle Assessment Calculator, LCA Calc. It's a calculator for the environmental footprint of luminaires. It's advancing ecosystems design practice in lighting industry. Its data-backed analysis provides clear insights into the ecological impact of lighting fixtures from production to end of life. This development has been done with CIREC, that's a cutting-edge life cycle assessment research center, and the jury applauds LCA Calc for its role in promoting sustainable practice and for its pivotal contribution towards a greener future in lighting design. So congratulations to Temeloy and to you, Tiffany.
So thank you so much, Siegfried. I'm very honored for this award. From the beginning of my path on improving sustainability of luminaire or lighting design, I saw the need to simplify the complexity of life cycle analysis to be able to make scientific eco-design decisions. Or today, doing a life cycle assessment comes with a high level of complexity and can be quite expensive. So we created LCA Calc, which is the first LCA calculator dedicated to the lighting industry, so that any designer, manufacturer, or contractor can have an easy access to those metrics. The user can use a different PCR, including the PCR and PSR of 0014 edition 2 of EcoPassport, and just need to input his data. So the user just need to input the data, and he will have directly the results, meaning that the calculator will do all the engineering and the calculation. So I'm very grateful for this award because it is going to give visibility to the calculator, which has been really very close to and dear to me for the last years. Thank you.
Yes. Congratulations, Tiffany, and thank you for your talk. So now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our presentation and the event. I want to say thank you very much, first of all, to you, the attendants. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks also to our fantastic keynote speakers with amazing content. It's a pity that we could not discuss really in deeply. So as I said, we want to take the questions you raised up and maybe also to add further questions within the panelist group, and we will share that information after the event to you. Again, congratulations also to all winners of this year's awards. And with that, I wish you and we from the team here, we wish you a peaceful holidays and a very good start into the new year. And hopefully we will connect in 2024 again. Thank you very much for joining. Have a good time. Take care.